we are going to move on to our next speaker, and I am really excited for this. So 3 years ago, I went to a conference in San Francisco, and I fell in love. I met somebody who was going to change my life. She was going to bring me energy. She was going to inspire me, and she was going to push me outside of my comfort zones, whether I asked her to or not. So I generally don't like to swear when I'm speaking and conducting my trainings, but there's only one word to describe this next speaker, and that is badass. She is badass to the core. So she is a mom. She is a best-selling author. She is a humanitarian, a leader, an entrepreneur, and a warrior. So help me give it up for the one, the only, Leslie Marie Liu. Here she comes.
Let's go. Let's go, warriors. Let's go, warriors. Let's go, warriors. Let's go. Let's go, team. Let's go, warriors. Let's go. Sorry, not sorry. I always got to represent the Yay area. But San Francisco Bay Area. Oakland in the back. Woo! All right. As we wait for my link to come up, Clara told you a little bit about me. And what's really exciting is that most recently I was awarded in 2023 as the Asian Women Trailblazer Award. And I was most recently featured in the Washington Post as Global Women to Watch in 2024. Yeah. And thank you, sis. And that was an honor because I didn't even realize on that list Brene Brown was also on it. So I could say I was on a list with Brene Brown. So, the name of my talk is Radiate, Rise, and Lead. You can call me Leslie or you can call me Warrior. Who's this chick calling herself a warrior? I'm going to tell you exactly who I am. And it's all going to stem to this moment. And Kirti, can you pause for a second? Before I tell you about the story, just stop. Before I tell you about the story and the origin story of the warrior, I need to give you some context as what got us there. 2020, the pandemic was going on, there was quarantine. 6 months before that started, I had lost my sister-in-law to her fight with leukemia. And it was the first time in my life that I ever sat with someone till their very last breath. And a couple of months after that, I had my daughter, my second kid. My mom moved in with me, and little did I know all of that trauma that would start stirring up. And so my mom and I had a moment and a disagreement, and it escalated, and she struck me. She blooded me up, not for the first time in my life. She crossed the line. And up until that moment, I've always been the best daughter. Everything that has been expected of me, I have done. I have financially supported her. I have financially supported my brother. She was a single mom who raised me right. And I love her. But mental health does things to people.
Yes, yes.
Poverty does things to people.
Yes.
So I stood in my power, and I spoke back to my mother, and I pushed her away from me. And I said, you will not cross me or my kids ever again. The reason why that's so powerful is I spent 40 years keeping my mouth shut to do what's expected of me. So, show of hands, is anyone here terrified of speaking? Honestly? Like you get your lump in your throat or whatever? That's real. I was there. because I always had to play so small. So my mom hits me, and we know biologically that affects kids. So because of that trauma, that impacted my son's development. He started having speech delays. He started having nightmares at night. And then shortly after that, a month later, my mother-in-law passed away from COVID. And we had to sneak my daughter into the emergency room one time to see her. And then months after that, we see a spike of Asian hate crimes happening. So just by me existing and looking the way that I do, people assume she's got money, she's docile, she's weak. So you see a spike in Asian hate crimes, elders in the community, hate crimes. So I said, enough is enough. So I started my company, Reclaiming Your Courage. I'm a women's self-defense coach. Okay? I've been a martial artist for 25 years. Wow. I teach people how to stand in their power and how to reclaim their voice. Thank you. But it took a lot of work to get there, and I'm going to tell you this story. Back in September, my coach and my best friend said, hey, do you want to go to Kenya? And I said, what? She's like, there's this, do you want to be part of this speaking tour? And it has always been my dream to go to Kenya. Ever since I was a little girl, to go on safari. So we get there, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't get told any instructions. I'm on a bus for 4 hours. I get off the bus, and there's dancing. There's girls so happy to see me, and high-fiving me, and hugging me. Like, I am already full of so much love, but Kenya cracked my heart open. So here I am. They turn to me, and they say, you only have 7 minutes to speak. So this question pops up. Who the F am I? Who the F am I to talk to these girls? What right do I have? What message do I bring that would bring them any value? Because earlier that day, they had taken me on tours of the school with girls that have nothing, don't have access to sanitary pads. They are subjected to female genitalia mutilation. There are girls that are impregnated as victims of rape. I'm like, what could I possibly say? I was terrified, even though I'm a public speaker and I'm confident. And so there was a moment right before they announced me where every flashback in my life of you're not good enough, you've got nothing important to say, play small, don't make waves, all of that came crashing down. But you know what? Something clicked, and my higher self was in the back of this field of 1,200 girls. And any of the spiritual folks here know the power of that work, of talking to your higher self, of manifestation, of abundance. So the warrior spoke to me, didn't practice my speech, had no idea what I was going to say. And I stepped onto that field, and I became the warrior. And so I want to show you what happened literally 2 seconds before I was about to throw up.
Let's leave that. We should defend ourselves no matter the situation.
So I did that talk, and I burst into tears. I have this bracelet on that I gave all the girls. I'm worth fighting for. And after I gave that talk, 6 girls just walk alongside of me. And I was honestly a little bit creeped out. I'm not gonna lie. And they said, I said, hi. And they said, I just want to walk beside the warrior. And that's what being your highest self means in life and in business. So for the rest of that week, what you saw is, instead of a crowd of 1,200, in the matter of 10 days, I impacted the lives of 13,000 young people.
Yes. Wow.
So this is what the rest of the week kind of looked like. I got to finally touch a giraffe. I got to be 2 feet away from a lion and a tiger. It was awesome. I also am a humanitarian, so me and my friend, we developed Warrior Queens Rise. So we are having our own speaking tour this September in Kenya. We're bringing our own group of speakers, like that queen over there. So you can hear more about that when we connect on break or whatever. So Claire introduced me, and all that stuff is cool, right? Global speaker, humanitarian coach, yeah. But who am I really? I am the warrior with a solid 24-karat gold heart. I am the descendant of the warriors that came before me. I am the disruptor of toxic generational patterns so that my children and their children's children can live in peace. I am the disruptor of intergenerational trauma. I am the catalyst of earth-shattering change.
All right.
Really quickly, what I do is I have a proven framework when I work with my coaching clients. And it involves teaching this very simple principle, because people don't really totally understand what I do, but they understand the power of it because of this one lesson. I said, tell me the differences between a fighter and a warrior. And some characteristics that come up is a fighter is constantly in survival mode. They rely on physical prowess, their aggression, and their violence. And they want to win at all costs. And it's self-serving, right? You want to show everyone how good you are. I mean, I was a martial artist for a long time. Of course I want to show off fancy moves. But a warrior builds something so sustainable, inside and out, okay? A warrior is a strategic practitioner. A warrior has morals, has a mission. My mission is to save the lives of women and allies. I travel over the world to rural communities and teach women who have been victimized by gender-based violence how to protect themselves, how to stand in their power. They look for knowledge and lessons, so even if you lose, what did you learn from that? And then you just dust yourself off and you go again. And then community over competition, okay? So when we look at those aspects, I walk you through a framework of, okay, well, how does that apply in the face of a physical attack and situations I can't get out of? What if I get overpowered by a guy? He's pulling me into a car. All right, I'll show you how to get out of that. But what's more important is I teach you how to stay in here but get in here. How to reclaim your voice. How to know the nooks and crevices of your voice. Okay? And then I teach you as a solopreneur and a business owner or someone in corporate, I'm like, we're going to take that framework, and this is the framework of how you navigate in and out of your days. All right? So when that client is being difficult with you, when someone's trying to mansplain you, when you're trying to advocate for yourself for equal pay, you've got to bring the warrior. Okay? I teach warriors how to be resilient, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So I am looking for 3 warriors because I believe that part of my brand values are love, courage, intentional action, allyship. I don't want to work with everybody. I'll be real. That's what I learned as a solopreneur. Is like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I don't apologize for anything, and I don't want to work with everybody. I want to work with people that want to really level up and make money, right? Before that moment happened, I was 55 pounds heavier. I was broke in my business. I was still at a corporate job I hated. And I was also on anxiety meds from the job that I hated. So when I got thrown out like trash from that corporate job because they wanted to fire me so that someone younger could do more work for less, I had to think about my identity. Who am I? What do I stand for? So that's my advice to you in life and business. Who are you? What do you stand for? Who do you fight for? And if you can't answer those questions, we got to talk. Because there is a lot of work you got to do, especially if you are trying to better the circumstances for you and your family. Okay? So I'll pause. You can scan that WhatsApp business account and reach me. So I'm looking for 3 women, and you can text me the word warrior. If you are someone who's like, Leslie, I want to just be able to speak up and have some healthy boundaries, I got you. Leslie, I am just someone who wants to go from 0 to consistent 35K months. I got you, because I was there. And until I went from fighter to warrior, I wasn't making any money in my business. So what's the point in being in your business if you are not profiting? Someone's got to coach you through that. You actually have to have a roadmap. So that's why Dr. Judy's correct. Like, find somebody, be around community, but find yourself a coach and someone who can get you there. So if that is you, if you are someone like, you know what, I've bitten my tongue, I've got toxic family members, I don't know how to get out of these situations that I'm stuck in. I'm also just getting in my own way. I don't even know how to promote my business. I don't even know what my I help statement is. Anyone been there? You changed your I help statement like 5 times? Girl, I know. So I am going to help you hone in on the strategies. How do I even show up on social media? How do I even record a live? And I want to look for people who want that deep, intentional relationship. I am not here to pitch slap you, okay? So if you are interested, feel free to send me the message, warrior. Anyone that does message me warrior will also get a copy of my book, Asian Women Trailblazers. These are the story of 12 women that broke the bamboo ceiling and said, no, sir, I won't step on your back. So I leave you with this. You're worth fighting for. You are the non-negotiable in any situation. In corporate, in your own business, even with your own family members. So if we're talking about resiliency and inclusivity here, we got to also start talking about the tangible strategy. What do I got to do? Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So if you're ready to work and do the internal work, the spiritual work, the emotional work to break through that shit, then I'm your coach. Okay? So, thank you, everyone.